Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. It's been quite some time since I last uploaded my YouTube video. Since I arrived in London, I have become very distracted and a bit lazy, to be honest. Plus, I kind of feel like time in London goes a lot quicker compared to Laos. One day here is very short, where in Laos, it lasted much longer. In fact, they're all the same, 24 hours, just that things in Laos are so slow, so it makes time over there last much longer. Anyway, well, it's been quite a while since I've been staying in London, and I slowly treating this beautiful city as my home. I can get around pretty easily. I don't have to worry about getting lost, and I can find things that I want, and I can, find places that I always wanted to visit, and that is a good sign. So I adapted quite quickly. Anyway, so in today's video, I'm going to talk about the things that I like about London. Number one is the transportation. Living in this big, beautiful city, the public transportation, it makes my life so easy, especially the underground, the subway, and the public bus, the red bus. I rarely use taxi though because they're so expensive. These two public transportations are so easy. It's affordable and you can get to almost everywhere within the London from zone 1 to zone 5, and it's so convenient. And plus, because I'm not working, I don't have to worry or don't have to rush to a certain place, unless if I have an appointment with some friends, then I have to be there on time. So most of the time I would take the subway or the red bus that I can go as far as possible, and then somehow get lost, and then I always find my way back to the center. So I like it so much. So yeah. And number two for me is the diversity. I mean, living in this cosmopolitan city, this is one of the most beauties that London has to offer. It's so diverse and so colorful. In the center, you can find any kind of restaurants. You have Lao Cafe, you have Thai restaurant, you have Vietnamese restaurant, you have Italian, you have Mexican, you have pub food, and you have it's so diverse. And even the people themselves, not just only tourists, but people who have permanent residence here, they're from all over the world. You can hear any language spoken on the street, and that to me is something that we don't have in Laos or in Luang Prabang, a town where I come from. And number three for me is the convenience. The convenience in this case is quite general. Public transportation is included, and then shopping and finding things that I want is so convenient. Online shopping included. I mean, coming from Laos, where everything is so limited, like all the resources are very limited. Like I've explained before, when me and my brother had business back then, just to get a zipper, I had to fly to Bangkok to get it because we didn't have it in Laos. We do, but it's very basic. But the good thing is I have to go and get it in Bangkok. Where here you just go to the high street or just pop up in a store, or just order it from Amazon or Etsy or whichever online platforms, and within 1 or 2 days it arrives at your door, and that makes my life so easy. And number four is the parks. I mean, living in these big cities, you will be surprised how many parks there are. And as a person who like nature and greenery, living in London, I barely miss anything because I can always walk to Hyde Park, Kensington Park, Holland Park, and whichever park, even go to Epping Forest and Richmond Park, and you get to see deers and nice trees and greeneries and flowers, and you see lots of dogs as a person who likes dogs, and I love just walking in the park and see people walking with their baby first. So yeah, I love it. Yeah. And number five for me is the clean air. The air in European countries is much cleaner than in Laos, especially from March until June. The air quality in Laos is quite bad because the burning season. For those who have watched my video earlier, would see it how bad it was. Now it's a lot better because we had rain, but the air here in London is so nice. I mean, when the sun comes out, you see this beautiful blue sky, and I just breathe a lot. It just treat my lungs some nice air. And in terms of friendliness, I found that London is much friendlier than Paris. Many times when I got lost here in London, I asked random people, and even though they're very rushed on their way, they still stop and check on their phone for me, and that I found it very touching. But in Paris, when I was there, I got lost, and then when I asked people, they just, like this. Either they didn't understand what I was saying, or they simply in a hurry, or they just didn't care at all. I don't know. So yeah, in my opinion, in terms of friendliness, London is much friendlier. And for those who have been to Paris many times, they may have different perspectives about Paris. So anyway, well, that's the things about London that I like, and I may stay longer than I expected. Anyway, well, thanks for watching my video, and enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.